Oh my goodness. Oh, I left that bin out there, didn't I? What a beautiful day, you guys. Vaughn here with the Monster Vlog, and it is raining cats and dogs. The yard seems to be loving it though. Wow. Hey guys, so I'm supposed to be having a premiere right now for our shop update, and I just wanted to come and show you guys. Oh, I'm gonna have to check the basement. Surely it must be flooding, but it's a beautiful day, y'all. Okay, so it's been raining cats and dogs all day, and it's still raining. But let me get this flipped around so you can see out my jank right there. That's the bed that I planted seeds in yesterday. I worry for them because that's standing water. Ah! Oh no. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Alrighty guys, so we have, today I am making beef stroganoff sent to me by my friend Penny Van. And I've got the water going for, we're going to do some egg noodles. This is this week's recipe from the pantry. So I've got my 2 pounds of ground beef that's been canned up. I have egg noodles that have been heat sealed, like dry canned. Sweet peas, 1 can, big cans, of cream of chicken and cream of mushroom. Now this is the only thing that's not like, now we freeze these, so it's kinda, but it's typically not shelf stable. And the water separates out and it's like kind of mealy after freezing it, but I think it's perfectly fine for cooking. So let's see, 1 can cream of mushroom, 1 can cream of chicken, sour cream. She said broccoli or even asparagus or green beans. We're gonna have peas with it because that's what we have currently. Ooh, butter. We're gonna have to get that out of the, oh, and that's optional. Well, of course, I'm gonna choose the butter option. And then, yeah, 1 pound, which I think in her recipe, these would be the little cans, so I'm doubling the meat to make it big cans. I may need to double the noodles. We'll play it by ear. We'll see. Alrighty, y'all. So I am melting the butter, and I've got the heat up a little too high. I am going to do the sauce separate from the noodles, like is recommended in Penny's recipe, just because I don't think this is going to be enough noodles. And this is making such a big batch that, ooh, it smells good. It smells like beef. That's good. This is the first time since canning that ground beef that I'm actually getting to try some. So I'm gonna, yeah, that's good. That tastes like ground beef. Good texture and everything. So that's a half stick of butter. I'm putting in the 2 pounds of ground beef. And I just want a little bit better of a texture, a little bit more like, not better of a texture really, but just more, I want a little bit more like browning on the meat so it doesn't just taste like boiled beef. And it's a perfectly stormy day today, so beef stroganoff just sounded really, really good. And this is going to be super mega meaty too, which I like. Anything that's like carb heavy, if we can put some protein in there to balance things out, makes me happy. Penny had recommended too that this is great with ground turkey. So I'm going to have to see how canning up ground turkey goes. And of course, while I do this, I'm also brewing sweet tea, and I forgot to set a timer, so I gotta go take care of that real quick. And I'm going to season this while it's in just its butter meat phase, with, let's see, it says, garlic powder, black pepper, salt. Oh, I can do that. She knows what I'm talking about. I absolutely love garlic. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, there we go. There's the garlic. Whoops. There's that. And then we've got salt. Doing just about a teaspoon of salt. We can always add more later. And then a couple of grinds of pepper. A couple more grinds. There we are. Now I'm going to get all these cans opened up of the peas and this almost is almost potted meat texture, really, which I don't mind. It's just super convenient to not have to be defrosting, because I've got ground beef in the deep freeze, but it's frozen in a 1 pound tube, and I just don't really feel like messing about with that. So we've got our peas drained. Sometimes it's a little tricky getting the cans out. And we like a lot of peas, and I know folks don't like, so a lot of folks don't like peas, but I don't like lima beans, so to each their own. Green beans would have worked just as well, but we eat so many canned green beans. And I currently am like out of frozen broccoli, so that would have been, I think, ideal for this, but it is what it is. So take the lid off. I'm excited because I know I like stuff. I like all of the ingredients that are going into this, so I can't imagine not liking that plop. I can't imagine not liking the outcome, as long as I don't like boogered up or something. Because this is actually very similar to the tuna noodle goo that we make, but I haven't put the cream of chicken in that before. So, and of course, instead of tuna, it's got beef. There it goes, whole jar, or whole can rather. Let's see, the recipe says at least 1 can of water, like one of the soup cans worth of water. Yeah, because this is very, very saucy. Let's get some water in there. Something I remember as a kid from helping and watching my dad cook is he would always be like, it's like you're a mad scientist. Just pouring it from one jar to another to get all that good stuff out. There we are. And I've got this over a very low heat currently. Well, it looks stroganoffy. We still haven't added the sour cream. I'll be doing 16 ounces. So 2 cups of sour cream. Can't wait to do this with our homemade sour cream when we start doing that. I'm hoping this Friday. We may have to wait actually until we get back from our vending event. The weekend of the 22nd through 24th. We're going to be up in St. Louis. And I think we'll probably wait to start doing our own dairy stuff until after that, because it's 4 more months until we're doing, you know, it gives me a little bit of time to not have the crunch on and try some other projects. Okay. So I guess, do I bring it up to heat and then add the sour cream? Ground meat and all the other ingredients. Okay, yeah. I want to use a fresh spoon for that though. There's a thirsty Sam dog having a drink. And of course, I'm just going to eyeball it. There's 1 cup, maybe. And another cup. There we go. Well, this is excellent. It makes me very glad we made the investment to get this big container. So our cream, I was afraid I wasn't going to use it up in time before it like went bad or something. And let's get that incorporated. Is the water ready? Not quite. I haven't salted it yet. There we are. That's bringing it up to a boil. Because it says, Penny said that this freezes really well, which I would be very excited to be able to have the equivalent of, because we've done beef stroganoff like hamburger helper type packages. And I'm sure that, you know, we're using the canned cream of mushroom and canned cream of chicken. This is probably really close to just as salty as the hamburger helper stuff. But I bet you it's going to taste better, though. But, yeah, freezing this and having just an easy meal where we just boil noodles and dump some sauce on it would be really nice. Okay. Kind of want to taste it. Kind of want to taste it real bad. Well, it's not fully incorporated yet. Stirring, stirring, stirring. That's a whole lot of sauce, y'all. Like, alright, let's try some. Now, it's not up to temperature yet, but oh yeah, that's some beef freaking stroganoff. Oh, that's good. Okay. Excellent. Alright, I'm gonna get the noodles in. The only thing with these jars is I almost could have used something even a little wider. But it does good. And then I'll set a timer for like 6 minutes and check on the noodles then. The noodles are done. Took 7 minutes to get them where I like them. I'd have cooked them a little for less time if I were freezing the noodles as well. But I think I'm just going to freeze the sauce to start with. We'll see how that goes. Well, I don't know, we could try it with, could always try it and see. But yeah, nice fluffy egg noodles. One of my favorites. Okay, let's go back to the pot. All right. So it's clogging up my drain. Okay, so I don't want to just pour straight from the wok and risk losing control. So there's 1, 2, and I want to keep track of how many ladlefuls is good for basically a jar of noodles. So there's 3. 4. Let's give that a mix and see how it's going. So I think that was 4. And we like saucy pasta. If ever there's noodles, we want it almost swimming. So I think that's 5. If I go much more than this, we'll have used up an unfair portion of the sauce. Yeah. I could personally do with it being saucier, but I think this will be pretty good. And we can put maybe some Parmesan or crackers or something on it. But yeah, and now I'll be able to measure out. Let's see. I don't want to put it directly in a bag, but I really need to be able to see how many. I mean, I think that's half. We'll see. 6 ladles. So let's dish this up and eat it. So I'm going to have some French fried onions on top of my beef stroganoff. Beef stroganoff. I just can't pronounce anything for the life of me. It's okay though. Having a big old ladle full because it's 2:30 in the afternoon and this is breakfast. So, oh yeah, 6 ladlefuls was plenty. So let's eat some food. So the way I do my salad that we're having is I really like, Randy takes his dry. He didn't like anything, like sometimes if we have shredded cheese, he'll take shredded cheese on his salad, but other than that, he just takes it straight, and I respect that. But I'm a monster, and I'm like, make it mostly cottage cheese and nuts, and with some greens floating in it. And so I like to use this yogurt ranch dressing because 45 calories for 2 tablespoons. So it's delicious. Slightly different taste, but once you get used to it, like it's not a bad taste at all, especially if you like yogurt and stuff. But once you get used to it, it's just a nice saucy salad. So very, very distinct his and hers differences. But hey, at least I'm getting some vegetables in me. You like it okay? Mm-hmm. Well, have a bite. Do more than just lick the edge of the bowl. So, we're trying it out. It's probably very hot. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Oh, Sam just kicked the tripod. He wants to be in on the taste test.
I like that. It would go great with some Munster cheese.
That would be really good with Munster cheese. What do you think of it? Like, it's definitely, like, I like it. Mm-hmm. We'll have to see how it freezes. Yeah. And because this may completely replace buying Hamburger Helper for the beef stroganoff. Because either way, we have to boil the noodles. Is it that easy? The sauce is made and frozen.
Oh, really?
Well, I'll be freezing it, and then we just have to boil the noodles.
Then yeah, it's that easy.
It's really good. Thank you for the recipe, Penny. I'm going to turn the camera off so I can demolish this without being embarrassed at my eating. Like the Cookie Monster. But it's delicious. If y'all have other recipes that you want us to try, or even to try to make a prepper pantry version of, that might be kind of fun. Like the apocalypse pancakes. It's pretty good stuff. Okay. Alrighty, y'all. So it got a little tricky. This stuff's a bit soupy if you don't have the noodles in it. And so I actually I put the funnel in the bag. And now I have my vacuum sealer elevated on my compost bin. Just so that I can lay the bag down like so. And I have it set to gentle and moist. So let's pull in the air out. And it's sealing. That's perfect. Because I don't need it to be super duper vacked out. That looks great. And now we can, there's still some air in there. That's okay. That's alright. Maybe I can, having it up like that, I might be able to have set it onto, normal and moist. But I think this will be just fine. So I'm going to pop that into the freezer. So today we got in the mail some new waterers for the rabbits. And I'm so excited about this because one of our rabbits just never quite grasped the concept of drinking out of a like a waterer that has like a nipple on it, like whether it's a ball nipple or whether it's one of the plunger nipples that they have to like kind of, I don't know, like so I'm really excited about this, and it holds 2 liters of water, so hopefully it will be less effort on our part, the more kind of just making sure they have a bunch of clean fresh water all of the time is very, very good. So I'm gonna get these put together and let's go see how the rabbits like them. So I'm enjoying some of today's beautiful weather out here on the front porch with my seedlings. We got some hanging baskets planted with petunias and strawberries. The strawberries are from that like root bundle packs that you can get in a bag like at Walmart or something, that's like, you know, 10 roots for $4. I don't have a whole lot of faith in them growing. I've never had very good results with those packs, with the exclusion of lilies. I have really good results with the lilies and gladiolus, and other than that, like if it's anything that's like a bare root, it just doesn't do well. But anything that's a bulb or a tuber, I have pretty decent success rates with. So now I'm coming through and I just replanted most of our oregano. I'm using some really old seeds on those ones, and I'm just using an awl from my leatherworking to open up the soil for kind of replanting anything that didn't sprout. I have more seeds for these. That one's got a little sprout in it. And it sometimes I don't know if it did or didn't sprout. That looks like we got a little something kind of, wow, we'll just replant it anyhow. The mandarin, not a one. I don't know if maybe I just didn't plant that whole row. I don't know, you guys, but we still are almost a month out from being able to put stuff out without any fear of frost. So I'd like to get as much growing as I can. I don't think that is a Gumfrina mandarin, but because the Gumfrina all tend to have a pretty stout sized seedling. And then some more Thai basil, which is a big favorite of ours. Those two have some in it. I think the way that I was watering was actually, like with the watering can, was detrimental to, it would like displace the seeds a bit. So, you know, I can plant another one right there. So that's what I'm doing today, you guys. And I think, yeah, I can fit in a few more toothache plants. I just want to make sure that there's something growing in every single cell. Put some more thyme down. Basically anything that had a small seedling, I just feel like I didn't get a very good germination rate, or in the very small seeds, and I think it's because the way I was watering was just washing the seeds away. But also I think it's that, not for the Gumfrina, I think I just completely forgot to plant that row, and that's, you know, that would make sense. But for the oregano and the thyme, I don't feel like I got a very good germination rate because I'm using such old seeds. So this is Jet having a drink at his new waterer. It's working. We'll see how it holds up. Thank you, Jet, for that wonderful demonstration. Good morning, y'all. I wanted to show you guys how I have done my first week, well, my first 5 days, I guess. This is the 5th day of growing sprouts. These are the sprouts I had gotten. It's a seed mix, or salad mix of alfalfa, radish, broccoli, and clover. And I've eaten some of it already off of, I'll show you the last day, but I just take a tablespoon into a jar, a pint mason jar. Did I say teaspoon or tablespoon? Because I meant tablespoon. Sorry, this is still pre-coffee, by the way. This is what I do every morning now. And I'm just going to take this and I'm going to fill it with about 200 milliliters of water, or that's pretty close to 6 ounces, it looks like, but about that much. Now, I am all out of lids that came with this kit, so I'm gonna have to find, like, I'm gonna do like a paper towel, I guess, just for in the meantime. I want air to be able to exchange, but I don't want gnats or anything to be able to get in, and so I think that's gonna work out pretty well. But we just have that. I'm gonna set it over here, and let's see. So if that jar right there is day 1, then this one's second day. This jar was just like this one until like 5 minutes ago. So I've got it turned upside down and straining onto just some old Tupperware lids. That's 1 day of sprouting, if you're able to see in there. This is, well, I don't know, day 1, 2, 3, so I guess 3rd day. And I rinse these every morning and evening after the initial overnight, like 24-hour soak. So day 3, day 4, you can see that's a lot of sprout action going on. And day 5, this is what we're going to be eating in with our salad today, that I am pretty excited about. Had some of this in my breakfast wrap yesterday with like an egg and a tortilla. It was super, like, kind of nutty, but like really good. I liked it. A little bit crunch. Love it. Hey guys, it is a beautiful day. We just finished our first premiere. There's my Randy. We're going on a walk together out. This beautiful, the cherries are blooming, the winds are blowing, the chickens are being chickens over yonder, and we're going for a walk. Y'all, this is in one of my neighbors' yards, but look at these beautiful tulips, you guys. I can't even, those are gorgeous. Okay, I almost missed it, you guys. Premiere reception again. Okay. I'm gonna mute it. Thank you guys so much to our new channel members. We are doing premiere reception again. Oh, I missed the video of it. This is kind of close though. Oh, so close. Okay. Okay, thank you to everybody who's our new channel members and who's hanging out during the premiere, and I'm gonna get back to chatting. And so shout outs to Stephanie Dunaway, who was our very first, sorry baby's like, don't get me on camera. Stephanie Dunaway, who's our very first channel member. Also huge thank yous to Kelly Noble and Sabea. And let me see, I think, did we have, I think that's it so far. If I forgot you, I'm sorry, but it's been such an adventurous day, so I'm gonna get back to hanging out. But alrighty, y'all. So these are the grow bags that we have in our hanging pots. That we have petunias, and you can't see it, but we have some strawberry rootstock planted in here. And let's see, maybe one of them has like a bit of, yeah, that was one of the strawberry plants. Doesn't look like it's doing so great. Below the surface, it's still pretty damp with the soil mix, but the strawberries that we had gotten were like those bare root bags that were like 10 roots for $3 or $4, and I've never really had great success with them. So just in case they don't grow, I'm gonna go ahead and plant some nasturtiums into the kind of in around here. I gotta use my other hand to open it. So I got the seeds out. That's how they're looking. And I'm just gonna take one and boop, bury it. And then I'm gonna take one and boop, bury it. And then I'm gonna come around, and I'm gonna do this just with all of the plants, all the planters that I have. Just getting it covered. Sorry for the excellent camera work. And just about a knuckle deep. I hear you, birds. Yeah, I gotta water these. They're looking a little wilty. But yeah, foomp in there. Foomp in there. But yeah, and I'm gonna water them just with the hose that we have over here on the side of the porch. So that is status update on our hanging baskets. So I hope I can keep them alive this year. I've never been very good at keeping hanging pots alive, but we'll see. So I'm trying to get video of the moon. There it is. Not bad for just with a camera phone. That is a beautiful moon this evening. Yep. Good morning, everybody. It is a mega busy day today. We have our live stream from 5 to 7 and then from 7:30 to 9. And then we have, well, I guess that's it. But before then, we've got all sorts of stuff that we need to be doing in the garden. So we're getting a poop delivery today from our friends with Izzy's Rabbitry. I need to let my chickens out. Oh, there's a male and female pair of cardinals eating at the chicken feed. I'll see if we can show you in a minute. It's still pretty early in the day, so like everybody's still waking up, and it's so nice out here like this. And so we're getting poop delivered. I'm going to be digging up and dividing and transplanting, hopefully before it rains, a whole bunch of stuff. And that's actually over here right behind me. So along in this row, that's our dwarf cherry tree. Along this fence line here, I have asters, chamomile, Physostegia virginiana. It's obedient plant, which the only thing obedient about it is its name, because this plant is unruly. It's part of the mint family, so of course it grows with a vengeance, which I love, because my garden needs a little bit more vengeance to kind of just hold up to all of my efforts to keep it growing. So that and the chickens. So yeah, it takes a vengeful plant to survive the chickens. And then I've got these lilies right here. Let me flip the camera around and take you guys for a before tour. So let me get my coffee in hand. All these lilies are way overcrowded. These were planted like probably 7 or 8 years ago. And there is a grapevine that I do hope comes back. It's all strangled out with morning glories right now. Ooh, but y'all look. That is some growth on our grapevine. Oh, that's fantastic. So without disturbing the grapevine, I'm going to try to lift out and divide those lilies. I'm going to come around this way. Look at how our little Johnny jump up viola pansies are doing with our parsley. I need to lift up this end because that's probably not a very good angle. Yeah, it looks like whatever brick was there, like it looks like this end got lifted up, but we'll get that fixed. And then over here, I still haven't let my girls out this morning. I'm really hoping that the gentleman that we get our mulch from will be able to hook us up with some mulch once the ground dries out a little bit more, because I really need to get, you can see all this grass and greenery and stuff coming up. But here, this is the obedient plant that has spread into an absolute mat. And then that right there is either a chamomile or an aster, as is that plant right there. And then we've got a little bit of empty space, and then this is an aster, that's an aster, and then here we have sunchokes. Let me set my coffee down somewhere flat-ish. So I'm going to be digging these guys up and planting them in a bed where I do not mind having to dig up the whole bed every year to, harvest the sunchokes. But they're absolutely beautiful. I love them as sunflower plants. And then we've got a little thing right over there. This fella here. I don't remember what it is, but we planted it 2 summers ago with Maddie. And it's coming back. Oh, see, there's a sunchoke shining up. So this wasn't really part of the plan, but Randy's over here burning all the brush and everything. What? I can't hear you. But it was all over here right in the middle. So now the poop that's been delivered, which is all of these tote bins over yonder, can go over here along the fence line to help build up where I will have removed all of these plants from. So let us get to it, y'all. Okay, so that is dirt's heavy, y'all. So that's the hole, and that's the plant, and this is the knife that I use, and I'm going to cut this into fourths. I think I'm going to cut it down the center line and then in half again. So let's go ahead and do that. I got this aster, it was maybe this big whenever we got it at the Master Garden plant sale. And so I am just going to come in, tilt this up on its side, and just start sawing through. Or trying to. You can hear the rocks that I'm hitting. This is a really old junk knife, so I'm not terribly worried. I mean, this is going to cause quite a bit of stress to the plant, but if we do it now in the spring, when we've got lots of water and the temperatures are mild, like you saw, I think we'll have a much better success rate because so much of the root ball is still alive. And not just that, but now, are you really going to lay in the dirt? Hey buddy, did you find a good hole to lay in? Oh, such a good boy. I love you, baby. Yes, I do. Okay, what are we gonna do? Let's see. It's like, oh, I found some lovely folks down here. Oh my gosh. Let's see if we can. Oh. Takes a little work, but you would be surprised, y'all, at how resilient plants are. Okay, we're starting to get into the thick of the root ball now. There we are. Okay, yeah, that's the center of the main root mass. So we've got all sorts of little stuff coming off that's okay. And now that we've got that in half, it's just going to get easier and easier to handle. And so while the plant may not flower or grow or perform as well this year, you'll be surprised at how well it'll perform next year when it's actually got some fresh room to grow. Because what happens whenever my plants get this big in the middle, or this big, is they die out in the middle and then it's just growth splayed out to the sides. And that's not necessarily what I want. Okay, here we go. Starting to get a little bit of division there. There we are. Okay, so I've got one aster plant. I could probably cut these down a little smaller still, but I'm going to go ahead and leave this bigger just to give it, I think the bigger the root ball, the more of a fighting chance that something will survive. Cool, so now we've got 4 asters instead of 1. Let's see if we can dig up, oh, walnut. Let's see if we can dig up the other one around Z's tail. So watch your tail, buddy. Watch your tail. You okay? Yeah. That must be a good hole to lay in. What's up, Z? Okay. Watch your tail, buddy. There we are. A Z-dog, I have another hole for you to lay in. These are the asters and chamomile. The chamomile has a long, like a narrower leaf than the asters, though they look really stinking similar. So like this one's a chamomile and that one's an aster. So just trying to, or they might all be asters, you know, I don't know, I just work here. Oh, good grief. But chamomiles didn't take up nearly up the root structure as what the asters did, and I think I'm just going to leave all of that obedient flower there. The Physostega virginiana, I'm trying, it feels so weird to say. It feels so weird to say because it feels so like I'm saying a made-up word from Magic, the Dungeons and Dragons, like Magic the Gathering kind of stuff. But that's Latin for you. But it's Physosteiga, I think, and Virginia, and then Iana. So Physostega virginiana. So if I accidentally summon some sort of like, oh, the summoning worked. But oh boy. So I'm not entirely certain what my neighbors are doing, but they have a chainsaw and they're looking at a tree, so our yard might be getting more sunlight, which is fine, I guess. I think they're just trimming it down though. Randy's still burning fire, but there's also thunder just happened, so enjoy garden noises as we hustle to try to get work done. dokie. Ow. Come on in, babe. Will you get the gate and door for me? My hands are full. Okie dokie. Well, we tried to get it all done before the weather chased us in.
I mean, that's a pea-sized tail.
At least. Those are some big peas. Yeah, let's check it on the front porch. Hey, doggies. There's one doggy. There's my Sam boy. Oh my goodness. Gracious. That was a good day's work, baby. And just like that, y'all, the weather petered back off, but you can see the hail. Holy smokes. Nice, Z. That's a lot. All at once of some hail. So here you can see the hail in my petunias. My poor petunias. That's fine. Just like that. It's over. And the time it took for us to enter one end of the house and exit the other. So, not in the garden yet today, but I'm sitting here wire wrapping with my Sam dog. This is how we like to sit in his camping chair, and I just roll up next to him, pop my feet down, and he just snuggles up with my tummy, and I wire wrap away. He's a good boy. Hey guys, it is a beautiful day today, and I'm going to show y'all. Look at these. Look at those wagging tails. Well, one of them's got a wagging tail. And they're loose. We have been doing a whole bunch in the garden today. And by me, I mean by we, I mean Sam and Z and me have been out here with the chickens out yonder. We dug up all the lilies. There we go. Yeah, we dug up all the lilies in what's going to be the grape bed, because we have these bricks, and I feel so bad for the neighbor's puppy. I'm sure y'all can hear that, but he just gets left in the backyard while they're at work, and it tears him up, and that's hard because poor puppy. I mean, I get it, but also poor puppy. But this is the grape bed. That right there with the purple thing on it is our grapevine. So I'm going to be using the bricks to do like a circular bed, probably not with the pole as the center, but with the grape as the center, maybe. I don't know. Oh, you know what would be cool is if we did a kidney bean. So it's like whomp, and then we can plant something pretty right here. This needs to find a different home. It's been floating around the backyard for ages. But the chickens absolutely loved digging this out with me. Like like you can see them, they're super upset that they're not out here with me right now. But they started wandering into other beds. Kind of like a Sam dog. Oh, right through the hostas. Oh boy. Okay. Well, the chickens were getting wild, so I had to put them back inside, but yeah, I'd move a brick and I'd be like, and the chickens would all focus on it, and then I'd lift the brick and all the bugs would run, and they'd eat up all the bugs. You can see how they've been chewing on this board here, but I'm gonna put it on some time. Really, Sam? Just peeing on my wagon. I'm gonna put it on some time lapse as I plant these lilies. But that's where, in these big clods that you're seeing, this is all extra, like root bound lily roots. I really needed to have done that maybe a year or two ago, but better to have gotten around to it eventually than never. So now I'm gonna come over here, tripping on the brick, and you can kind of see where I've dug up so far. Just kind of pulling the weeds and the sticks and stuff back. I'm going to put down a line of lilies here, and then whatever I have left, we're going to plant on on our long west bed past the pergola. So, but these are, the bucket has a couple big ones, and then the rest of them are just little guys, like little bulblets, like little guys. And then these are all of our big boys. Like, they are huge lily bulbs. Most of the bulbs have 2 plants growing out of each, like kind of like splitting off. But so yeah, I definitely think we'll have extra space because I'm going to plant them a little farther apart so I don't have to divide them as soon again next time. So time lapse time. So we've done the lilies. I'll show you those after I get them watered in, but for now I'm trying to, while I have as much daylight as possible, get these bags of peat humus and cow manure and compost mixed up. I'm going to do 1 bag each, mix it, and then fill our 15-gallon grow bags with it. So time lapse time. Okay guys, so this is how I've changed my sprout setup to be. I did have it over here on this side of the kitchen, but I really didn't like dealing with having these Tupperware and stuff. And so what I've done now is, oh, the kitchen's a mess. Just pardon me for being human. These have soaked overnight, which you can see when I swirl it. There's really some cloudiness and color in that water. And online it says to do it for 12 hours, but it's been working great. And I haven't rinsed these guys yet this morning. Oh no, I slashed too hard and got I've been using that same paper towel for like all week. But this is after These guys are day 1, so like the next day after that. This is another day still. This is day 4. And then this is day 5. So you can really see that it totally grows in mass. I'm really glad I didn't do more than 1 tablespoon of seeds per pint, but I like having them just kind of tilted right here on the dish drain. I have to be kind of careful so I don't knock them off, but it just drains right on out with the rest of the dishwater. And I don't have to worry about keeping up on multiple fronts, and it's right here next to the sink, which is so convenient. So what I've got going on here is this is what I'm going to be harvesting today. So I'm going to do one last rinse off on it. I really love these strainer lids. And then I'm just going to take this. Oh, there goes a strainer lid. We lose some when I drop the lid like that. But you can see this is, I mean, densely packed. So that jar is what I'll use for doing our next batch in. And then this will go in the closest position on the dish drain. When I get it turned, it's an odd angle, but this way you can see everything that's up. As long as I don't put my head in the way. Getting all the old growth on it, just in case there's anything funny growing. Now I'm going to rinse. And I do this in the morning while I'm brewing my coffee, and I do it in the evening when I'm doing the dishes from the day. Because I've been following along with that fly lady. If only just getting my sink shined, which makes a huge difference, because then I can come in here in the morning and there's not... It's surprising how many cooking at home 2 or 3 meals a day make so many dishes, even just for 2 people. So shake those out. And again, I just keep moving it on down the line. And then for this one, I switched it too enthusiastically, so I'm gonna have to trade out for a dry paper towel because I don't want anything mildewing. But you can really see the color on that. And so now I'm going to put on the old lid, the lid from the other jar. That does have the strainer because I only have 4 of those. And I'm going to give this a double rinse. Swish, swish, swish. Because I don't want to risk fermenting the seeds. So there we are. And now from here, let's get you a different view of what's up. So I just keep up here in my cabinet my sprouts and a tablespoon scoop. Put that back up in the cabinet, hang the scoop back up. Then I'm going to put in just about 2 to 3 fingers of water. And I'm just going to set a paper towel over and gently finger tighten down. And I set it right there. And this is a northwestern facing window, so we do get the indirect light, but it's been working pretty good. So that's how I do my sprouts. Okay guys, so it is the end of the week. I wanted to take y'all around to see what all is going on in the garden, what we've been able to accomplish this week. You can see the red bud is blooming wonderfully, but these will be the last couple of days of the blooms. As you can see, there's some greenery poking through, and once that greenery starts to come in, the blossoms all fall. And I think it's just going to be splendid. But we were able to get almost all. I need to set up 4 more bags over here, which it does look like we have the dirt for still. Oh my gosh, it rained all over the poop. Okay, that's fine. We'll deal with it. The cherry trees are blooming away. Look at that. Just covered in blooms. And it smells lovely. We've got some weeding that needs done always, but the mint is coming up. We have some germination. Check out if you might be able to see through the netting. Well, I can just get up underneath one of the ends. So yeah, we were able to put the hoops in on this. Let's go ahead and get. I mostly have. I'm not really worried about anything in this bed getting hit by, there we go, cabbage moths, but I do have some dandelions over here that I've transplanted. But you can see we've got little bits of green popping up. Radishes mostly. I like radishes for their fast germination. I can put them in between other things that are a little bit slower with germinating. So green all the way down. Pull the camera back out, get that brick back in place. I haven't planted anything here yet, though we did get it cleared out. I need to get that bed cleared out. I think we're gonna do strawberries over in this bed over here, because the problem that we've had with our strawberry beds in the past, oh my gosh, why is there just a mermaid floating face down in the pond? You guys. Oof. Here we go. Oh, there we are. Well, you can see some of the different mints and things coming up in this bed. The asters and chamomile seem to be nice and plucky still. Looking pretty good all down the row. All these lilies that we got transplanted, I'd counted it was 75 bulbs that we had divided. Now a lot of them I double planted, like this one here, just so it'll come in a little bit fuller. But I'm pretty pleased about it. The hostas are poking up and through. We've got one little muscari. We're hard pressed to get anything to live through the chickens. Oh, speaking of which, that's what I was saying. The problem that we've had in the past with our strawberry beds is they just get ravaged over the winter by the chickens. They get all scratched up and stuff. So I think this bed right here might become our permanent raspberry bed. I'm probably going to top it off with a bit more of the rabbit poop that we have over yonder. Get it mixed in real nice and well, and then we'll do like how we saw at the U-Pick farm that we had gone to, and we'll do a very guys, I'm gonna see if I can zoom in. Oh, he done flew off. Okay, well, there's a bright red beautiful cardinal right in the sunlight. Landscape fabric with holes cut in it for the strawberries to go in, to help keep the weeds down, but also to keep the strawberries up and out of it. Though honestly, I may just do a really thick mulch, but we'll see. For all y'all who grow strawberries, how do you go about it? Because I mean, the chicken wire will definitely keep birds and critters off, but I'd like to keep the slugs and bugs off as well. So let's check out what else we have going on here. We had sent a message to the gentleman. Oh, look at these pansies. Johnny jump ups or violas or whatever they're called. They're beautiful and I love them. They're happy little faces. And I have been seeing cabbage moths flying around, so I'm really glad that I do have some netting down on this. So I would like to get some flowers that the bees can actually get to. So that'd be good. So there's that. I still need to clean that bed out. I'd like to take down the vertical trellises from these 3 beds because anything tall is going to be grown over in the greenhouse frame. There's our chickens. Do 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 do. So actually I made them an omelet this morning and I saw a crow come and take some of the omelet, which was very fun to kind of watch a big crow. Crow is almost as big as my chickens, just big birds hopping around kind of clumsily almost. So here we have, and I have to be careful because you can see little doggy paw prints where they've been stepping. I have to be careful letting the dogs back here because if anybody walks through the alley, the dogs like to come back and bark their butts off. I'm gonna pick a flower for my Cali cat, my little love, who I miss every stinking day. But that's coming in nice. I still need to dig up and divide. What are those? Jerusalem artichokes, sunchokes. Good news is they have a very distinct kind of, you can almost hear the texture. And you can see they're coming up. So, ooh, I even have one coming up over there. So that'll be good. I'll get those dug up. I'm going to divide out a little bit more of this obedient plant, just to put in spots that really could use, how do I put this? I'd rather have this stuff grow than viney stuff that will climb the fence. So I may actually divide this up and put it down this entire fence line just to choke out the different things that keep trying to grow up there. I'm still working on getting this bed torn down the rest of the way because we are going to just kind of rake that out and have this whole plot right here be, I'm thinking beans or squash or I don't know. I was just going to do it as like a traditional row garden style as opposed to the raised beds. So I'm super duper excited for all of that. And I just wanted to thank you guys for being here and hanging out with me. And I'd love to hear from you down in the comments if you have any questions or ideas. And I will see y'all next Thursday for another This Week on the Homestead. So thank you guys so much for being here again. Shout out to all of our channel members. Thank you guys so much for your support. I don't have your names off the top of my head, but I know Sabea and Stephanie and those are all the names I can remember off the top of my head right now, but I know that there's more of them. So thank you guys so much. I'll hopefully thank you properly down in the premiere live chat. If you were here during the premiere, hey guys, thank you so much for being here. And I'll see y'all next week. So until then, you guys, keep on keeping on. Mwah. Bye.